Hi there, Jonathan Doh, General Editor at Journal Management Studies, here to talk to you about desk rejections. Now, nobody likes to have their paper desk rejected, but it has to happen. Why? Because most journals are just overwhelmed by the volume of submissions, which continues to just skyrocket. At Journal of Management Studies in calendar year 2020, we're expecting 1,200, 1,300, maybe 1,400 new submissions. And it's just not fair to editors and reviewers to send all of those submissions out for review when only a subset of them have even a chance of successfully moving their way through the review process. So how do we decide what papers to desk reject right out of the gate? I would put the desk rejections into two separate categories. The first category would be submissions that simply don't fit with the aims and scope of the journal. These are submissions that are on a completely different topic. Maybe they're information technology, maybe they're finance, maybe they're operations management. They're not what we would call papers in the management and organizational studies realm. And for those papers, if there appears to be some level of quality and preparation, I would typically write a short desk reject letter, explain why we're sending the paper back to the author without review, and also giving some suggestions of alternative outlets for which that paper might be a better fit. The second category would be desk rejects for quality, and here things get a little trickier. This is really an assessment or evaluation of the prospects or likelihood of that paper, even surviving the first round of reviews from external reviewers. And it's hard to put your finger on any one thing that would cause a paper to be rejected for reasons of quality at that desk level. But one of them would be the failure to make a significant contribution to theory. At JMS, theory contributions are extremely important. And we really have a high bar. We look for a high potential theoretical contribution. And if a paper simply doesn't appear to offer such a contribution, that would be grounds for sending it back to the authors. Now, what kinds of papers don't make theory contributions? Well, those that are just purely phenomena-based, those that are just kind of recycling theory and not really add anything substantive in extending theory or showing how theory might apply to a new context, or just otherwise not kind of meeting this relatively high bar in terms of something that is novel and interesting and insightful. So if you happen to be subject to one of the latter desk reject experiences, don't be discouraged. It doesn't mean that the paper doesn't have the potential to meet that bar. It simply means that it needs more time and investment and evaluation. Sometimes papers are a bit too narrow. So we publish papers on a whole range of management topics, from human resources to strategy to entrepreneurship to international business. So I often review papers in the international business and corporate responsibility area. And some of the papers do a fair job of contributing to theory within those narrow disciplines, but they don't have much to say about management studies more broadly. And those are the kinds of papers that I might desk reject and say, the theoretical contribution here is just not what we'd expect from JMS. Send it to a specialized field journal, send it to an international business journal or a corporate responsibility or business and society journal. So again, two basic reasons for desk reject. One, fit. That's easy, quick, and doesn't take a lot of time and energy. The desk reject for quality is a little bit trickier. And my experience is it mostly rests on whether the contribution makes a sufficient contribution to theory. Jonathan Doh from Journal Management Studies. Glad you were able to spend a couple moments with me. Do check out the other videos in the channel here. A lot of interesting things to watch and see. Take care.